Let's take a look at the Star Wars cast from episodes 7, 8, and 9. How have they changed since we first saw them, and who would you recognize today? First up, Adam Driver, who played the iconic villain Kylo Ren. At 41 years old now, Adam was 32 when he first portrayed Kylo in The Force Awakens. You may not know this, but before becoming Kylo Ren, Adam was a Marine, and his military background gave him a unique edge for his role. He was also a classically trained actor, honing his skills on stage before his big break. On set, Adam was known for his intense dedication to his role. He wore the Kylo Ren mask so often that it became second nature. But here's a cool fact. He wasn't told the full details of Kylo Ren's backstory until much later in the process, so his reactions were completely genuine. Today, Adam continues to shine in various projects, with standout roles in films like Marriage Story and House of Gucci.
It's time to let old things die. Snoke, Skywalker.
Next, Carrie Fisher, beloved for her role as Leia Organa. At 68 years old now, she passed away in 2016. Carrie was 59 when she reprised her role in The Force Awakens. You probably know that Carrie was also a writer and humorist, but did you know that during filming, she would often write lines on set to make her character even sharper? One of the funniest stories is when she rewrote a line for Han Solo. She told Harrison Ford to just wing it during their scene. Carrie was also open about her personal struggles, using her experiences to bring depth to Leia's character. Even while in intense scenes, Carrie's humor and candidness would shine through, making her a joy to work with. She'll always be remembered for both her groundbreaking role and her honesty.
At what cost?
You start an attack, you follow it through.
Poking your head out of your cockpit. There are things that you cannot solve by jumping in an X-Wing and blowing something up. I need you to learn that.
Then, we have Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker. At 73 now, Mark was 63 when he appeared in The Last Jedi. Mark had a lot to say about his character's return. He was unsure how Luke should evolve after all these years. A little-known fact, Mark had a stunt double for most of his action scenes, but the real surprise came when he revealed he had to train intensively for a lightsaber duel, though he had no intention of fighting like he did in the original trilogy. On set, Mark was famous for his dedication to the character. He would rehearse for hours, even perfecting his lightsaber moves when the cameras weren't rolling. Today, Mark continues to voice the Joker in animated shows, giving fans more of his signature voice talent.
I was weak. Unwise.
Lost Ben Solo, you did. Lose Rey, we must not.
I can't be what she needs me to be.
John Boyega, who played Finn, is now 32 years old. He was 23 when he first appeared in The Force Awakens. What many don't know about John is that he was a major fan of Star Wars even before being cast, and his first reaction when he got the role was pure excitement. Behind the scenes, John spent months working out to get in shape for the physically demanding role, and during filming, he was always game for improvising. One of his lesser-known moments on set, John had to film a scene where his character was injured, and he gave it his all, even making his facial expressions more intense than the director had expected. John is still active in film today, starring in projects like They Clone Tyrone and taking on roles that push his range.
This is a rescue. I'm helping you escape. Can you fly a TIE fighter? You're with the Resistance? No, I'm breaking you out. Can you fly a TIE fighter?
I can fly anything. Why? Why are you helping me?
Because it's the right thing to do.
Next, Oscar Isaac as Poe Dameron, now 45. When Oscar first donned Poe's jacket in The Force Awakens, he was 35. Oscar's journey to Star Wars is unique. He grew up with a diverse cultural background and spent much of his early career in theater. On set, Oscar often improvised scenes to make Poe more complex, and he had an unspoken rule with his co-stars: if it's not fun, we're doing it wrong. He also had a secret talent. He played guitar on set, which helped break the tension during long shooting hours. These days, Oscar continues to shine in films and TV, with a standout role in Moon Knight for Marvel, proving he's more than just a pilot in a galaxy far.
Always wanted to fly one of these things. Can you shoot?
Blasters I can.
Okay, same principle. Use the toggle on the left to switch between missiles, cannons, and mag pulse. Use the sight on the right to aim, triggers to fire.
Lupita Nyong'o, who portrayed Maz Kanata, is now 41 years old. Lupita was 33 when she first appeared in the role in The Force Awakens. known for her Oscar-winning performance in 12 Years a Slave, Lupita brought depth to Moss. Even though her character was mostly CGI, during filming, she spent hours in a motion capture suit, a process she had never experienced before. Despite being a veteran actress, Lupita had to get used to seeing her face replaced by computer-generated imagery on screen. She loved the challenge, though, and when filming the famous scene where Moss gives Rey her guidance, she had no idea how monumental it would become in the Star Wars saga. Today, Lupita remains a force in Hollywood, acting in major films like Black Panther and advocating for global change.
To Skywalker himself. You are right back in the mess.
Mars, I need you to get this droid to Leia.
No. You've been running away from this fight for too long, Han. Yakinegowada. Go home.
Andy Serkis, the man behind Supreme Leader Snoke, is now 60 years old. When he first played Snoke in The Force Awakens, Andy was 51, known for his groundbreaking work in motion capture acting. Andy's portrayal of Snoke was a complete transformation, both physically and emotionally. Interestingly, Andy had no idea Snoke's true backstory when he was cast, and it wasn't until he saw the final script that everything clicked. On set, Andy's portrayal was so intense that it often left the crew in awe. His ability to bring life to a completely CGI character was one of his biggest challenges. Andy continues to be one of the leading voices in motion capture performance, most recently starring in The Batman.
A Kerr's weakness, properly manipulated, can be a sharp tool. How's your wound?
Donald Gleason portrayed General Hux, and at 41 years old now, he was 32 when he first appeared in The Force Awakens. Known for his role in Ex Machina, Donald played Hux with a cold, commanding presence. What many don't know is that Donald wasn't originally slated for this role, and he actually auditioned for a different character before landing Hux. On set, he had a funny moment when his costume kept malfunctioning, causing him to almost trip during a tense scene. Today, Donald continues to impress audiences with his range, starring in films like The Little Stranger and Peter Rabbit 2.
The end of a regime that acquiesces to disorder. At this very moment, in a system far from here, the New Republic lies to the galaxy.
Gwendolyn Christie, known for her role as Captain Phasma, is now 46 years old. She was 37 when she first donned the iconic chrome armor in The Force Awakens. Gwendolyn, known for her role in Game of Thrones, was originally cast as Phasma after impressing the director with her strong screen presence. On set, her costume was so tight and heavy that it limited her movement, but she powered through, ensuring that Phasma looked as imposing as possible. Gwendolyn continues to make waves in Hollywood, recently starring in Wednesday, and still bringing her commanding presence to every role she takes on.
You can't be so stupid as to think this will be easy. My troops will storm this block and kill you all.
Finally, we have Daisy Ridley as Rey, at 32 now. Daisy was 23 when she first took on the role in The Force Awakens. What makes Daisy's journey even more interesting is that she was relatively unknown before landing the part, and her audition was so impressive that she was cast almost immediately. On set, Daisy often had to endure the physical toll of Rey's action scenes, doing many of her own stunts. A little-known fact, Daisy would spend hours practicing lightsaber moves and combat techniques in preparation for each battle. Today, Daisy is a major star, continuing her career with new projects, while keeping the legacy of Rey alive for fans.
You're afraid that you will never be as strong as Darth Vader.